All right, we have a chance to take you to Charleston very soon here today at noon, and flooding due to Tropical Storm Debby. Heavy rainfall on the way from that storm. It has claimed the lives of 5 people. It's caused flash flooding Savannah, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, and much more. Good afternoon to you. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Thanks for joining us. The first rain bands from Debby moved into North Carolina this morning. The storm has dumped more than a foot of rain near Charleston, South Carolina, where the WRAL storm tracker is right now. And we have live team coverage of Tropical Storm Debby. We begin with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with a look at our increased chance for flooding.
We're going to start right here and talk about the dual Doppler 5000 radar. We saw that first band of rain bringing some showers to Fayetteville about 2 or 3 hours ago. And we have this first line of some heavy rain moving right into Raleigh right now, heading northward. We're going to be seeing some lightning with this. We're seeing some lightning over around Rocky Mount and Wilson right now, as well as back to the west. We have a tornado threat that is just to the southeast of our viewing area right now. Let's zoom in and talk about what's going on over here around Siler City. We're seeing some heavy rain, and north of Pittsboro, we have this band of heavy rain from Wendell up around the Beltline back toward Morrisville. So lots of patches of heavy rain that we're dealing with right now. Let's talk about how much rain we have already seen. Look at this. We've seen almost 2 inches, look, a little over 2 inches of rain in the northern part of Cumberland County already. That's in 3 hours of rain. We have in Sanford about 1 inch of rain. Right here near Clinton, over 1 inch of rain. So the rain is piling up very quickly. It is not likely to end until Friday night into Saturday morning. So we have a long way to go. Our severe threat is closer to the Wilmington area and that yellow shaded area. It's a level 2 risk. We have a tornado watch that's down there as well. We do have a level 1 risk for the southern part of Sampson County. That's where we're going to have the potential for some isolated tornadoes. We have a couple of tornado warnings down around the Wilmington area earlier. Let's widen out the view, and you can see the center of circulation is well to the south. All of the rain is to the north here. And so far, Charleston looks like it's been hit the hardest. So far, just west of Charleston, a foot of rain has fallen, and that's where we have meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the storm tracker. Amy was trying to get into the city of Charleston. Roads were blocked because they're trying to keep people out of there. And Amy, look at all that water behind you.
Yeah, so we had to get permission from the police. They have barricaded all the roads that lead into downtown Charleston. We got permission to come in and take a look, and many roads are flooded, and this is a look behind us. Some of the folks here, they've been trying to clear out some of the storm drains, do whatever they can to kind of help matters a little bit. There is a mandatory curfew in effect for the city of Charleston until tomorrow morning. It was in effect until noon today. They extended that. The mayor saying this morning in a press conference that they had no rescues overnight. They didn't need to do any rescues, and that's because everybody was heeding the warnings and the curfew and staying home. So they're doing that through the day today because they could get an additional 6 inches of rain, and that is not going to go well. Many roads were completely covered in downtown Charleston. That water's starting to recede a little bit, getting a little bit of a break right now, but there's still more rain to come. So I imagine these waters are going to rise again here in downtown Charleston. It's kind of an eerie look. We were on King Street earlier. No one out and about because of the curfew. Very quiet here in downtown Charleston as far as people being out and about, but roads still flooded in many locations here in Charleston. We'll have another live report coming up in the next half hour. Elizabeth?
Amy, be careful out there. That's really scary to see because we know we've got a long road to go here with the potential for rainfall here as much as 7 to 10 inches across parts of our viewing area. That rain continues this afternoon. This is a look at Futurecast, and you can see it just continues. That rain will be heavy for us for the next several days. It's a 60 to 70% chance as we get through this evening. The storm itself has winds at 40 miles per hour. It is still likely to move out into the Atlantic, grab up a bunch of moisture, and the center of circulation doesn't come across Raleigh until Friday morning. And now it looks like it will be as a tropical storm. That does mean that we may have a greater potential for some gusty winds that could cause some power outages. This is a big new thing today. We are now under an extreme risk for flooding on Thursday. That has bumped up some of the river level forecasts, which we'll talk more about in just a little bit.
And this is just the beginning. South Carolina, a preview of what's to come here for us. Governor Roy Cooper says state emergency officials are preparing for Debby's arrival. He spoke to reporters after the monthly Council of State meeting today.
WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie joins us live from downtown Raleigh with what the governor's concerns are. Laura.
Jeff, Governor Cooper said that the slow speed of the storm is giving state officials plenty of time, of course, to prepare for its arrival. But he said that slow speed could also be its biggest danger. Cooper said he expects to hold a press conference tomorrow about the storm. He said the Emergency Operations Center isn't open yet, but that's likely to happen in the near future. Cooper said it's unclear at this point how much wind Debby may be packing when it gets here, but it is clear that it'll bring extremely heavy rain, especially to areas near the coast, and it may take it a while to move out.
We're concerned about flooding. I mean, we know that in southeastern North Carolina, people have been victimized by heavy rains before. A number of these areas are already wet, the ground's saturated.
This afternoon, Cooper will join U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm at a local energy facility to talk about what the current administration is doing to make the nation's power grid more stable and more resilient. Cooper also said this morning that he thinks the Harris campaign made the right call in deciding to cancel Thursday night's rally. He said they told him they didn't want to pull police resources away from storm response. A smaller event in Raleigh Thursday morning with GOP VP candidate J.D. Vance is still expected to go forward. Laura Leslie, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, we continue to follow Debby. This is a live look at Folly Beach, South Carolina. This is courtesy of Surf Check. So you can see one person walking along the shore there, but massive waves there. CNN is reporting the city could end up with 20 to 30 inches of rain by the time the storm is all said and done. Charleston's mayor also says they are extending the citywide curfew that began 11 p.m. on Monday. He said he will assess conditions 7 a.m. tomorrow. Officials also saying that residents in a rural part of South Carolina were warned to leave after a dam near their property had the potential to fail. We'll continue to follow Debby's path here in the Live Center.
And in our state, meantime, Wilmington is one of the areas that could get up to a foot of rain through Thursday.
That's where we find WRAL's Kelsey Coffey, who has been reporting from Wrightsville Beach live this morning. And Kelsey, 6 hours ago, it had just started to rain, and you even had some company on the beach. What's it like now?
Renee, well, most of that company is gone at this point. So we're right near Johnny Mercer's Pier, so you can see that the waves are really picking up now. It's much windier now than it was a few hours ago. We'll give you a look at video now of when that light rain started. We saw it throughout the morning starting at 6:30 as we're anticipating nearly 2 months worth of rain in just 1 week. Flooding is the biggest concern. New Hanover County officials are bracing for heavy rainfall. They've invested in more equipment to control flooding after Florence back in 2018. Leah Phelps is vacationing in Wrightsville Beach with her family from Burlington. Her daughter's surfing camp was canceled because of the storm. Phelps says for now they don't have any plans to drive home early, but they're prepared.
We're safe in the hotel, but no, if we have to get back, we'll just get stuck in all the traffic with everyone else, and we'll play I Spy for 6.5 hours trying to get home.
And New Hanover County Emergency Management just posted to Facebook a couple of hours ago. They're reminding people to prepare their emergency kits. They recommend that each person in your household should have enough items to last 3 to 7 days. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wrightsville Beach.
WRAL will have team coverage from the coast all day and all week as Tropical Storm Debby moves into North Carolina. We're helping you get prepared for what Debby brings and keeping you informed moment to moment as the storm impacts our state. You can also prepare for Debby by downloading the WRAL News app. It will help you stay on top of storm developments. Download the app for free from the Apple and Google App stores.